Reading.
This is where we snuff out the resistance once and for all.
How do all the makeup people keep forgetting to put on his twirlable mustache?
Incinerate their base, destroy their transports, and obliterate their fleet.
Why not just say kill everything?
Resistance ship approaching. Guns and shields in attack mode.
But despite the fact that we're here to destroy all rebel scum here today, we will talk to the pilot of this puny ship, because it will be an amusing situation. Also, the First Order gets distracted by this one pilot, and decides not to go ahead and blow away the rebel base, because inside every Empire First Order bad guy is a capacity for love.
We gotta take out that last cannon or our bombers are toast!
Seriously, one f***ing cannon is gonna be the difference here? These guys barely hit anybody when they have all the cannons.
Work your magic!
BB-8's magic quickly devolves into an electric version of the boy plugging the wall from that one ancient fable I've forgotten the name of.
Disengage now, Commander. That is an order.
Rabble, rabble, you taught your dress. Rabble, rabble, face is a mess. This Marty McFly maneuver somehow works.
Bring the bombs!
Resistance bombers approaching.
But why? Is every member of this rebel fleet a Poe Dameron ignoring General Leia's orders? This battle sure does go to awfully fast. Like, so fast they should never even have attempted it. I mean, it ultimately ends with one bomber left to drop bombs. They knew there would be fighters. They acted earlier like Poe taking out the cannons would make this easy. Instead, it's more lopsided than Super Bowl 24. This swarming force of First Order pilots were able to knock out these 3 bomber ships without much problem. But now that there's one left, they suddenly get preoccupied with something off screen that prevents them from ending this. This remote falls completely past her before she even moves her arm. But because this scene is in slow-mo, this real-life action must also be slow-mo, as she's able to catch it well beyond the point of no return. There's no gravity in hold on. I know I've screwed this up before, so let's try this again. There is no force that would cause these bombs to simply fall straight down onto the dreadnought like how gravity works on Earth. As we see this once proud dreadnought explode in a cascade of flames, I'm wondering, why are all the other First Order ships useless here? They could fly after the rebel fleet too, right? Why did they put all their eggs in the dread basket?
They can't get away, Supreme Leader. We have them tied on the end of a string.
Why wouldn't Snoke know that already, though? Wait, you mean Luke didn't just stare at Rey and the lightsaber for 25 minutes like he did at the end of The Force Awakens? She took a tiny step backwards after handing it to him, but it must have been a forced step, because now she's a dozen feet away. This moment completely undermines the ending of The Force Awakens, and does so for a throwaway joke. Yes, Luke has given up on the Force at this point, but you don't need this gag to sell it. He could hand it back to her solemnly and accomplish the same thing story-wise, but you wanted to subvert audience expectations. A disease that infects this entire film, actually. Discount Ewoks.
Go away!
Look, if you want Luke to be disillusioned and have turned away from the Force, fine. But Rey just told him his goddamn sister center, and they need his help. He's not even gonna ask about the details? Just, Leia, man, I have angst over here.
You think that I came to the most unfindable place in the galaxy for no reason at all?
No, but I do wonder why you left a f***ing map to this unfindable place if you didn't want to be found. Booby balls. Unpasteurized thalassiren milk. But was there any reason he needed to pole vault to the other side of the lagoon? The bottom pointy end of that stick is in the same place when he's on the original cliff as it is after he's vaulted. He just lifts it slightly and slams it down onto a fish. There's no reason he couldn't have done that at the start and skipped the Jedi decathlon.
Leia sent me here with hope.
But not Empire or Jedi? Jeez. Just imagine going on a trip with only A New Hope and Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
There were heroes on that mission.
A slap, a supposed demotion, and a couple verbal burns. I honestly think Leia is being way too easy on Poe here. He literally caused the death of like half the fleet.
They found us.
That's impossible.
This comes seconds after Leia showed off her fancy homing beacon Apple Watch. Seconds. Also, this should be the biggest duh moment for Poe here, right? They are obviously tracking you, even if the tracking through lightspeed thing is supposed to be impossible.
Can we jump to lightspeed?
We have enough fuel resources for just one jump.
Fuel? Is this the first mention of the concept of fuel in Star Wars? I sure don't remember Han in the original trilogy ever having to worry about fuel, certainly not for jumps to lightspeed. And Rey just took the Falcon supposedly halfway around the universe looking for Luke. But this ship only has enough fuel for one more jump? Jesus. Because Snoke's ship and evil fleet all come out of hyperspace here instead of over there, this entire movie is allowed to take place. Ships in this universe only have 2 speeds, faster than f***ing light and impulse power. Unnecessary spinning. Yes, only Poe and BB-8 survived that hangar explosion. What a lucky narrative break. This explosion doesn't kill Leia, nor does getting sucked out into space.
What is the point of all this if we can't blow up 3 tiny cruisers?
Hux would be excellent at CinemaSins.
They're faster and lighter, sir. They can't lose us, but they can keep at a range where our cannons are ineffective against their shields.
Infuriating writing right here. Suddenly, and for the first time in all of Star Wars, ships struggle to catch up to other ships, depend on fuel, have limited jumps to light speed, have impulse speed based in part on their weight, all so we can have some kind of near but far ballet of characters.
They won't last long burning fuel like this.
God damn it, I have pinpointed the moment I gave up on modern Star Wars movies, and it was the fuel. It was the f***ing fuel. It takes until The Last Jedi for these movies to actually show Leia doing something with the Force other than telepathic communication. Also, I truly don't care if you want to introduce new Force powers, but a little explanation goes a long way, especially when said new power is literal space resurrection. Isn't she unkillable now? Where's the danger? Or does she only have enough fuel for one space resurrection? It's cute when the Porgs give Chewie grief as he's about to eat their friend, but where were these assholes back when Chewie was killing their friend, or plucking their friend?
That's Admiral Holdo? Battle of Chiron Belt, Admiral Holdo?
Dude, how do you not know what such a famous person looks like? Star Wars is weird. It's like a long time ago in a galaxy far away, but they have super advanced space travel and weapons technology, yet no one's invented the photograph.
Captain, Commander, you can call me whatever you like. I just want to know what's going on.
Of course you do.
So begins the completely unnecessary and runtime bloating let's not tell Poe what's going on so Finn and Rose can go on a side quest that adds an extra 30 minutes to this movie plot point.
What are you doing here?
Hello everyone, meet Rose. Rose is an escape pod guard. It's as if you can't just lock up the escape pod bay and require high-level access keycards to get in. Also, she's the last line of defense here. She's lucky a whole bunch of deserters don't come down here, overpower her, and just launch multiple escape pods off the ship. Holy she stunned him without even giving him 1 second to explain, after just fangirling over him. She has no chill.
We destroy her and disable the tracker without them realizing.
They won't realize it's off for one system cycle. About 6 minutes.
What? What's a system cycle? So you can turn off a main bridge Class A system, but no one notices until the computer does, what, a sweep of the ship for any changes to processes? And the ship is so huge it takes 6 minutes? F***ing hell. This movie knows where it wants all its characters to be at certain times, but gives zero shits about how and why they get there. Wait, they're having the secret Against Orders mission debrief in General Leia's hospital room? The f***? Hey, I know a spot where no one will pay us any mind. Follow me.
If I must be the sole voice of reason, Admiral Holdo will never agree to this plan.
I hate you.
Could I do it? Of course I could do it, but I can't do it.
Yeah, sure. I make this easy, right? Real life doesn't have easy answers, but a nice simple plan using Maz is exactly what this movie needed. And instead, the plot will divert to a whole other planet and make this movie just as long as Transformers: The Last Night.
He's a master codebreaker, an ace pilot, a poet with a blaster.
Jesus, lady, neither you nor they have the time for this kind of flowery, adjective-filled exposition.
You'll find him rolling at a high-stakes table in the casino on Canto Bight.
He plays there 24 hours a day. They let him bang chicks and sleep right there. Believe me, there is never a time that guy isn't at that table. Also, what's his game? Can you at least tell them what game he likes to play at this high-stakes table?
You're not doing this. The effort would kill you.
Foreshadowing? Sorry, that pun was pretty forced. Oh, I can't even force myself to stop! Holy did we just stumble into the Dark Crystal?
I was cleaning my blaster, it went off.
This is exactly the excuse I would tell my ex-girlfriend whenever she caught me masturbating.
Who were those things?
Caretakers. Island natives. They've kept up the Jedi structure since they were built.
Do they live forever? Are there male caretakers here, or do they reproduce with spores? Also, this kind of sounds like slavery. Like a powerful dude getting his inherited cleaned and fixed by the rag-clothed natives of whatever place his ancestors decided to build their religious temple. No one will be seated during the climb up Kung Fu Panda mountain staircase.
You went straight to the dark.
Yeah, but you made your exile camp on top of a Jedi temple that was built on top of the dark, so...
Fleet's only got 18 hours of fuel left. We gotta hurry.
How is there even enough fuel for your little hyperspace journey to Space Vegas? He went from not eating these things to allowing them to tear up the bridge of the Falcon in about an hour.
You called me a monster.
You are a monster.
Seriously, the most compelling this movie gets is these strange Force time calls between Rey and Kylo. But instead of exploring that further, it's just being used as a reason to let them fight together for one scene later and then be enemies again. What? You're telling me that the Force can teleport matter now?
I told those two, I said, this is a public beach, we can't park that shuttle here.
These motherfuckers honestly couldn't find one place to park their shuttle that wouldn't cause trouble for them later. Also, keep in mind that right after they parked way down here on this beach, they had to run to this casino, which is miles away. I understand these rich dicks wouldn't allow them to park it right there at the casino, but there had to be a better plan than this.
Maz said this master codebreaker would have a red plum bloom on his lapel.
Because she knew he would never change his jacket or shirt. Gotta tell ya, these discount horse things just took me right out of the movie. Right out of the universe of Star Wars. They are so out of place here, I'm expecting to see the USS Enterprise. Also, they're trying to find this master code breaker, a guy they need to find fast, and risk parking their ship on a public beach to find. But sure, we have time for a lesson about how terrible this town is.
I wish I could put my fist through this whole lousy, beautiful town.
And film it, and upload it to Pornhub. BB hate, did you guys not shoot any coverage? Why did you just give me that close-up of her staff mere centimeters from the rock, only to cut straight to a wide shot of her and her staff several feet away from the rock? Movie continues to go out of its way to make these caretakers' lives miserable.
Their medical frigate is out of fuel, and its shields are down.
Gotta ask, since we just saw Finn and Rose flying through hyperspace a minute ago in this cruiser, can the rebels not take fuel from all the smaller ships and hook up the medical frigate with it? Or is this some Star Wars thing that only Star Wars people know, where everything uses different kinds of fuel?
Unless you got a thief in your pocket, our plan is shot.
I can direct.
Finn and Rose just happen to get thrown into the cell where the Collector is, and yeah, he knows how to do this shit that they need done. Why not? I mean, after all, Maz told us only one person in the universe could do it, so stumbling on another person shouldn't be too hard. It's amazing how far this movie went to make a throwaway joke. This guy with this talent has just been sitting here, biding his time until the right rescuer came along. There's a f***ing sewer grate in the middle of the prison walkway. That's right, folks. Not a jail set up with regular plumbing or anything, but an actual goddamn escape sewer. Also, could these assholes not be bothered to replace the grate on either side of their escape route? Maybe make it somewhat hard to find out where you went?
Stop enjoying this! Stop enjoying this!
Oh, Finn, I am decidedly not enjoying this. So these giant horse goat things just run head first through walls? I guess they know they'll be able to bust through and won't slam into steel or concrete. Good for them.
Our ship's on the beach! Straight ahead!
Does he think she's controlling this f***ing thing? Wait, is the movie saying she is controlling it? Heroes nearly fall off a cliff and slide right to the edge of their deaths cliche. How the f*** did DJ get a ship and find them? This motherfucker is a luck dragon. Tell Falcor I said hello.
I didn't need a left!
I guess Disney is on a quest to cast Benicio del Toro in as many of their franchises as possible in roles that seem more important at first than they really are.
Let the past die. Kill it, if you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
And that, my friends, was the mantra recited during the writing of this script in direct relation to the Star Wars franchise. You gotta admire the balls on this movie. I almost want to remove Sins for it being so ballsy, but you know how we do.
Let me see them. My parents. Please.
Rian Johnson's Star Wars troll. You can now roll the footage from A Few Good Men here.
You want answers!
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
I thought I'd find answers here.
So did I. But hey, at least you found some mirrors.
If I go to him, Ben Solo will turn.
She seems super sure about this after spending basically the entire movie whining about how she doesn't know anything about the Force and what's going on inside. Yoda? And Ghost Yoda waited a long motherfucking time to make another appearance. Also, Yoda looks like an actor who actually died in real life and then they found archive footage to put him into this movie. If Ghost Jedi can do this, then they should have been a lot more helpful in the last two trilogies.
But that library contained nothing that the girl Rey does not already possess.
Grammatically, this is a clever way of disguising whether or not the library itself and the text therein were ever actually important.
4 parsecs to go. This thing really clicks.
I guess. Aren't you going at light speed? Isn't that the same for all ships?
It's just their main cruiser now.
And their fuel reserve?
Our experts say it's at maximum storytelling levels, sir.
Tell us that we have a plan. That there's hope.
I swear to fuzzy Zeus on a cracker, if one more person says hope, I'm going to lose my shit. Star Wars movies are hereby forbidden from ever again using the word hope. If you cast soccer player Hope Solo in a movie, you better change her name in the credits. I'm serious.
But we're on our way back to the fleet.
How in the hell are they having this radio conversation while in light speed? Ruled so hard? Huh, that's weird. That one shield just blipped. I guess there's no reason to radio down and have somebody check that out.
So a stormtrooper and a who now are doing what?
You mean to tell me that Poe, who proudly gave Finn his name, still refers to him as a stormtrooper? And doesn't she know who the Finn is?
You have bet the survival of the Resistance on bad odds and put us all at risk?
Considering this is her response to finding out about Finn and Rose's side mission, no, he didn't. He created an entirely detached mission for a couple folks that might ultimately aid the Resistance's fight, while not detracting them from their current battle even one bit. Mutiny! Full-blown mutiny! All because Holdo didn't share her plan and Poe thinks he's Resistance Jesus, and they're all wrong.
Clear the bridge. Escort the officers down to the hangar.
This movie totally rips off Crimson Tide here in the middle of the third act, and I'm pretty sure it's just to stretch the runtime of an already bloated movie.
That one's a troublemaker. I like him.
Me too.
Oh, you do not. This guy has insulted you, called you a traitor, disobeyed orders, started a mutiny, and other than looking like Oscar Isaac,
Holdo knew the First Order was tracking our big ship. They're not monitoring for little transports.
So we could slip down to the surface unnoticed and hide till the First Order passes.
Yep, and why couldn't Holdo tell him that again? If there was fear of a mole being on the ship, that would have made this whole surprise make sense. Instead, Holdo made a known troublemaker panic about the situation and forced his hand to try something else that might have messed up her plan. Also, Holdo's plan relies on the First Order not tracking their transports. Fine. But this also suggests that they would never suspect the rebels to board escape pods once they got within firing range. That they'd just sit there during an attack and die peacefully. The First Order does know about escape pods, right? It was a big plot point in A New Hope, and it helped destroy the Empire. Also, couldn't they also see you with their eyeballs? You're not cloaked. You're a couple dozen escape capsules leaving a main ship. They f***ing see you, right? Why are they marching prisoners to the main launching bay?
I see him turning the lightsaber to strike true.
While this turns into one of the movie's signature scenes, I've got to wonder about the nature of this action. Snoke can obviously sense Kylo's intentions, so how is he able to tell Snoke he intends to kill Rey while making a deliberate action to kill him at the same time without being found out? Awesome! Even remove a Sinworthy. But who the f*** was Snoke? We built this guy up throughout the first movie, and now we're killing him near the end of the second one without an ounce of explanation as to where he came from. By the way, whatever happened to the Knights of Ren? Didn't they exist? Weren't they a thing in The Force Awakens? Where the f*** did they go? This is the way action should basically work. Minimal cutting and a well-choreographed fight, with no shaky cam or extreme close-ups of random things. I hope other directors are watching.
Execution by blaster is too good for them. Let's make this hurt.
It only took us 9 minutes of movie time to figure that out, so why not drag out their deaths even longer so that something might save them? Also, for f***'s sake, can the movie make one logical decision? These two are not major Resistance figures. Phasma hates him because of personal reasons, but these are not the kind of Resistance heroes you'd say this about. Holy f***. Oh, what a shocker. Finn and Rose and all the people important to the story are still alive after Holdo's lightspeed badassery. Captain Phasma and this cadre of stormtroopers still care about killing Finn and Rose after all that. And by the way, wasn't Phasma giving the order to kill them just before the Holdo maneuver? Are you telling me that after that she brushed herself off, went to another part of the ship, rounded up some stormtroopers, then came back to kill them? Finn has been wasted this whole movie, so let's have him square off at the end against Phasma, who has also been wasted this whole movie. Brilliant! Someone needs to get Snoke's legs an agent, because they have amazing dramatic timing. How long have these TIE fighters been shooting at Snoke's ship, currently being flown by Finn and Rose, and can't hit it until the last minute? The First Order, true to form, lands binocular distance away from the Rebel base, rather than simply landing right next to the giant metal wall that they are going to spend the next 15 minutes slowly approaching.
Is the only way in or out.
I guess the rebels didn't care much about fire codes and when it came to building this base. That's a hefty fine. No wonder they didn't last long here. I can't sin this enough. How far away these assholes landed from the base. The rebels have flown for quite some time at this point, and those First Order dicks are still ants on the horizon. Oh yeah, there's also a bunch of ice wolves on this planet. It's like the brainstorming session where no suggestion is mocked somehow became the actual writer's room. F***ing Rose. Why the f*** did she do this? He's about to sacrifice himself to save hundreds of people, and she does this. If she was going to do something that was going to potentially end her own life, why didn't she just crash headfirst into the cannon, instead of preventing Finn from doing it? Now you f***ed everybody, Rose. I hope you're happy.
That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
Also, letting someone smash into a cannon that would have saved hundreds of lives would have worked too. But sure, what an empowering message of stupidity. F***ing Michael Bay.
He's stalling so we can escape.
It sure would have been nice for Luke to tell them that before he went out to confront Kylo. Maybe even tell them where some exits are. Or hell, maybe even help create an exit, since apparently Jedi are like God now. But I guess having Poe figure it out for himself and figuring Rey would come to save the day was good enough.
And when I kill you, I will have killed the Last Jedi!
Roll credits. Surprisingly close to the credits, though. Well, I guess we need to read the big book of Jedi tricks that have never been in one movie up until now, 7th edition, to understand how Luke is projecting himself light years away from this spot. No. So the bracelet or necklace or whatever that Luke gave Leia was also a hologram, even though it looks and acts like a physical thing, and I have a number of questions about it. But Luke died like 3 minutes ago. But I guess this explains why we lose 21 holograms when we die.
Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master.
How the f*** did they hear this story already? Casual Jediing. So you want to be a cinephile. You want to deepen your love of film while expanding your horizons into new styles, genres, influencers, auteurs? Want to feel like you're in on a cool secret? Get out of the $5 bin at the Superstore and get your ass to Mubi.com/CinemaSins.
Do you understand? Sir, yes, sir! Well, thank you very much!
Mubi is a movie streaming service with one goal: introduce you to great cinema. They offer a hand-picked selection of the best films from all over the world. Indie films, foreign films, classics you've never heard of, experimental films, lesser-known movies from iconic directors. Mubi's experts introduce a new film that they love every single day, and every movie stays on the platform for a full month. And Mubi works great on your PC, tablet, mobile device, and even your smart TV. So no matter where you are, you always have access to 30 great hidden cinematic gems.
Oh, they have the internet on computers now.
And right now, CinemaSins fans can get a full month of Mubi for free. Do you know how many movies you can see in that 30 days?
Yes.
No, Amelie. Like way more than that. Like 60.
Oh my God!
And it's all free for a whole month. That's $0 and a complete and total lack of sense. But plenty of sense, because free always makes sense.
You see everything, don't you?
I do what I can.
Just head to movie.com/CinemaSins to sign up and start exploring the handcrafted selection of some of the best films ever made. We love it, and we think you will too. Ever since CinemaSins began, the most requested thing has been TV Sins, and now it's a reality. Click the link in the description below to check it out. And now, the audio outtakes.
Take that ridiculous thing off.
Leia is unconscious, but recovering.
Just like Gerald Ford.
That spark, this resistance must survive.
We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. That little human being is out of his mind.
Bunda da bunda.
There's a...
You're so stupid! Why'd you do that, huh? You're so stupid, Rose! Why did you do that? Why?
Just a child in a mask.
You're an errand boy sent by grocery clerks.
Yep, those are the shuttle parkers.
Don't tase me, bro!